All right. Let me now introduce a very special guest. 2023 Gopher football offensive lineman Jerome Williams. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
All right. So one thing I always find super interesting with big athletes in general, was there a point throughout your athletic career, if it was like a camp, your first like varsity game or something, that it kind of like hit you and you realize like I'm a D1 football player, like I'm like really good. Because like I know there are points in my athletic career where I realized that I wasn't good. So was like on the other side, was there a moment where you're like, damn, I'm really good at this?
I would say for me, I don't really have like a moment where I think I was good. I was just out there playing as hard as I could. If I had to pick a moment where I think I was good, uh, I would probably say like the first couple games, like coming into the year, I noticed like a big step and like a big improvement in my performance between my sophomore year and my junior year because my sophomore year was like my first true year playing football. So I could like already see the changes, like athletically, me being more physical, that type of stuff.
Yeah. Did you play football growing up? You just said it was your first year in 10th grade. Really?
Yeah, my first year, my first full season was in 10th grade. Freshman year, it was kind of like that whole deal where like, oh, like people make jokes about it all the time, like, oh, you're really big, and then like the coach sees you in the hallway and like they invite you. That's how it was for freshman year, but like I kept dodging the coach. Like I really didn't want to play football because basketball was like my main sport.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like let him on. I let him on for weeks, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just play. Sophomore year, I'm not gonna play. I just wanted to leave him alone. Sophomore year, I played. It was like no freshman year. It was like the last 3 games of the season. I think that I actually played. I couldn't play my first week, obviously, because I wasn't like I didn't really know what I was doing. And like freshman year, I played D line because I was like 6'3", 230, something like that. So I played D line, and then like I guess it was easier to learn than O line. So yeah, I just played D end.
Interesting. I did not know that. So, did you just play basketball growing up or any other sports?
I played basketball and soccer actually. I was a soccer player for a couple of years.
Really? Wow. I love
Yeah.
soccer. That's interesting. Um, so obviously it's easy to be humble at this point, but the first D1 offer that you got, even if it was by the time you committed to the Gophers, like what was that kind of feeling for you that you kind of knew like all the work you put in, even though it wasn't in football growing up, just all the work you had in athletics? Like, what was that kind of first feeling when you got that first D1 offer?
I feel like it was like a large feeling of satisfaction. Lots of excitement, obviously, mixed emotions. Because like I didn't really know how to react because I didn't expect myself to get an offer junior year. I was thinking like I'd get like my first offer like senior year, and I didn't think it would be like a Power Five. So yeah, I was just kind of confused a little bit. A lot of different feelings.
Yeah. So I know you said you've always kind of been the big kid around school, uh, but if it was the first offer, the time you verbally committed to the Gophers, did like around school, I guess, did it like kind of change for you? Like everyone kind of looked at you like, oh, that's the guy who's going to the Gophers, or was it just kind of the same after that?
It was a big change. People I've never talked to before talk to on a daily basis. A lot of the staff members say what's up to me. Like it's like crazy. Like it's like a whole new world for me basically. Cause like you being a kid staying home for sport, I feel like that just like kind of like boosts like your morale, social status, that type of stuff. Cause like everybody knows you, and like you being a likable person also helps with that. Cause everybody's gonna want to help you. Everybody's gonna assist you if you need anything. Everyone's gonna want to like ask your questions, like answer your questions. If you're struggling with something, they're gonna be there to help you out. So yeah, that's that's kind of where I was feeling. I feel like my teachers wanted to work with me more when I didn't really understand anything. So like that's how I think it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. So obviously you're from Minnesota and you knew of PJ Fleck for a while now. What was kind of your first impressions, I guess, meeting him in the recruitment process, and how was he kind of just as a person, I guess, in your eyes?
first, I think, yeah, the U of M was my first like visit ever. So I was kind of nervous. I didn't really know what to expect because I wasn't like familiar with that type of stuff. I think the first person I talked to was Kramer Cook, one of the recruiters, and then after that, he got me introduced with Callahan. Had a conversation with Callahan. It was kind of quiet and awkward because I didn't really know what to say. And then I talked to Fleck. I think I talked to him on the field. I said what's up, and the first thing I noticed was like his energy, like how like he's kind of hyper. He's kind of hyper, really excited all the time, springy type of guy. So I think that was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. So, what kind of went into your decision to ultimately pick the Gophers? And I guess what kind of stood out about Minnesota compared to any other school that reached out to you?
Okay. First thing, I think it was it being home. I have all of my family here, like all of my family is in Minnesota. I have people I can come to if I'm not feeling good. I have my coach here. I have like my coaching staff to support me. My family's here. Everybody I know is in Minnesota. I would say the big leap that the program has taken in the last couple of years also helped. I don't remember who or like what site it was, like ranked the Gophers as like the #1 O line in the nation. That helped. Callahan doing this for such a long time, putting lots of guys in the NFL, and like a lot of like the Gopher staff all like know each other for years. Like that type of bond that they have, that helped. And then like I think the biggest thing was probably like the effort they make, putting like effort they put into recruiting. Like they get the whole staff familiar with you. Like for me, most of the schools, I only talk to like my recruiter and like my position coach, or like my position coach and the head coach. But like me, I talk to the whole Gopher staff all the time. I have all their numbers on my phone. We all call, check up on each other, and they just make you want to be around. Like they make you feel good about yourself. So I think that was probably the biggest thing overall. Like knowing
Yeah.
you're wanted there.
Yeah. So from your point of view, obviously us fans watching the games, we like to think that I guess winning affects recruiting, guys going to the NFL affects recruiting. So like from your point of view, like what I guess were you like looking for in a program in an ultimately like in a college? Because like when I went to college, location was kind of like the biggest thing. So like when you were picking your school, like what kind of factors went into that?
Um, I think like obviously like a more winning program plays a bit of a role in it. Like the Gophers, like they used to be really good, and like we fell off for a little bit, and now we're slowly getting back up there. So I think that like there's like a lot of promising, like there's a lot of good things that you can see coming in the future. So I think that helped, and then like just the fact that they don't only care about you as like a football player. They care about you in other aspects of life. They want to make sure you're doing okay. That definitely played a big role in it. So yeah.
Yeah. So obviously in state, a lot of other top players are starting to commit to Minnesota in your class. Uh
Yeah.
why do you think that is? Why do you think Martin Owusu, all these other guys are committing this year?
I just think that they all like are saying like the same thing I'm saying. Like big changes coming. A lot of guys staying in state makes you want to stay in state. I think Reese Tripp committing also made me want to commit because like I saw all the love he got, and I knew like no matter what, I could have dragged on my recruiting till next December. I always knew I would end up as a Gopher. I didn't really care about how many offers I had or how many official visits I got to take. I just knew that like this was the place. Like after like a couple visits, I always just knew this is the place. So I committed because Reese committed, obviously, and I feel like that kind of like starts like a little chain effect, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like more guys want to stay home. Like it's a good thing to see.
So you said that it was a chain effect, and kind of one of the last chains is Jackson Howard, who's the top uncommitted player in the class. I
Yeah.
guess do you have a pitch to him of why he should come to Minnesota?
I feel like I don't even have to say too much because I feel like he already knows. He's been on plenty of visits. He probably reads a couple of them articles and interviews that us players put. I feel like he already knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he already knows, to be honest.
No, that's definitely fair. I feel that.
Yeah.
So I guess, you as a player, how would you describe your play style to someone who's never seen you play before?
Hardworking. I like to be aggressive, get off the ball, like to hit people, have fun, fly around, just play hard. Like one of those players that always just play hard, no matter what it is. No matter if you're down 30 points, down 2 touchdowns, someone's gonna play hard and give it their all whole game, all 4 quarters.
Yeah. Last question. I'll get you out on here. Are there any guys at the next level that you like to watch, if that's in college or pro, and kind of build your game off of them?
I'll probably say John Michael Smith. Him being a center, me probably playing center in college, him being a little bit undersized. Cause like I'm pretty sure I'm taller than him.
Yeah, I think
Like him being a smaller center, but him, like the dog he has in him, the fight he has in him, like really good run blocker, really good blocker, really aggressive. Like I like that a lot. I talked to him a couple times when we at like the spring ball game. I talked to him. Practices I talked to him. Yeah, he's a great guy to be around.
Yeah. So, how kind of was have the like players helped your relationship as a recruit, kind of like on those visits? I know you said you talked to John Michael Schmitz. Is there any other guys you've been talking to?
I've been talking to Brev a little bit. I've been around the O line a little bit too. So like those guys. I mean, I committed before I started to like get to know them. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think that's all I got for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time and hopping on here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in a Gophers uniform in a few years.
Thank you. Really
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on. So I had a good time.